Okay. I believe I've done it. We should be live now. Yep. It's live! My first YouTube live. Hooray! I need to grab a link so I can post it on social media as well. Doo-doo-doo. Excellent. We are live. Share. Oh, there we go. And I have a link here. Cool. I'm gonna put that on Twitter. And we are good to go. Cool. Here we go. It's gonna take a little bit of time for people to start pouring in, but yeah. Okay, if you're watching the recording of this, hello. Thank you for checking out the VOD. This is the thumbnail we're going to be working on today. It's a channel called Grow with Alex. A channel talking about social media growth, how to create profiles that go viral with specific themes, like how to go viral when talking about fitness, how to go viral talking about makeups. This one is about quotes, like a quotes account on Instagram. So that's going to be the goal for today. So I have a sketch here, which is the sketch I provided to the client, and then the client went and got me some assets that we're going to edit into this thumbnail. So I have his phone here, and I have a picture of his face. I'm going to be cutting out the picture of his face, and we're going to replace the background, change everything in the thumbnail, and get started. Okay. So I already got started and cut out the hand and the phone. I will need to do it again. I'm going to duplicate this layer in here because I need the wrist also. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna need to expand the canvas a bit, like this. And I'm going to cut out the wrist, which is blurry. That's the reason that I didn't do it in this one, in this first layer, because I wanted to have a clean cutout of everything that isn't blurry. So now that's done, I'm gonna have a second layer here with a simple cutout on the wrist like this. You can see I'm not quite on the edge here. That's fine. I'm going to mask it, and then in the properties here I'm gonna feather the mask quite a lot, so it looks nice and blurry. So that should do the trick. I'm going to save. Close that. That's gonna go in recordings, overlay stuff. Right. And now I just need to put this back in place. There we go. Okay, so the hand is in place. Now I need to cut him out of the background. I'm going to hide the hand for now. And we're going to make a selection around all of this. Usually when I make a selection, I start by trimming all of the big background stuff here. Music might be a tiny bit loud. I'm going to lower it a bit. There we go. So let's just go ahead and eliminate as much of the background as possible here. Cut this out. When you're working on a thumbnail, a lot of the smaller details are not really visible when it's going to be on the platform. YouTube is going to compress the image, so you don't need to be super precise with how you cut out everything. I still try and be precise because I'm just perfectionist, but in the end, it doesn't really matter if you cut through some beard hairs or not. Hey, Dryce. How you doing, man? I'm trying out the YouTube streaming thing. I haven't really done any kind of streaming in a long time. Long time. A couple of years now. But hey, I figured I've been doing some efforts to talk to people more recently. Try and get more involved in the community, be more vocal. So here I am. I'm gonna try and do a little stream here, see if I can just make these thumbnails with people watching. That would be pretty neat. Have a little bit of company while I work. How you doing, man? Reduce the music a bit? Sure thing. Here you go. I got you. Thank you, Abdullah. How you doing? Doo-doo. Gonna cut around the beard. I said reduce the music and the music just went silent. That's just the song though. Why not select subject? It always disappoints. Every time I try select subject, it has a really jagged outline. It looks horrendous. I even tried, there's an option when you're doing selections to have higher fidelity stuff. Like here, select subject, you have device or cloud for more detailed stuff. And still, it just selects really badly, and I don't like it at all. I know you could like start with a selection that is bad and then refine it, but what ends up happening is I spend so much time refining it, I might as well just do it myself. So I dislike using select subject. I wish it worked. I'm happy for you if it works for you, but like for me, it's just not. It's not it. Music is super quiet now. Okay, well this one is very chill, I think. There we go. Full lighty to stream. Hey, Lamanta. Hello, hello. Yeah, I thought, why not get some company while I work, you know? It'd be cool. And it would be nice to also have, like, if anyone has questions about thumbnail design, not you guys, because, I mean, if you have questions, go ahead, but you know what you're doing. But I feel like there might be people watching who don't know as much about thumbnail design and who would have questions, and this is like the perfect format to just chat about stuff while I'm working. So yeah, I thought I'd give it a shot. Is that the finance guy? His name, the name of the channel is Grow with Alex. It's about social media growth. So I don't know if that's the one that you're aware of, but I guess it could be seen as finance if you consider growing on certain platforms as like a financial thing. You can always increase the contrast on the mask and put a 1 pixel minimum on the mask too, but that works too, just more time consuming. I don't know, I need to experiment with more methods to get things to work for me, but for now, this has been the method that works. Like, yeah. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to remove the camera raw filter, convert to smart object and put the filter back on, and then remove this. There we go. Because now I have the filter on the outside of the smart object. He DM'd me too. Oh, Grow with Alex. Yeah, maybe he's been looking for a designer, but we're trying out this thumbnail together. We'll see if it works out. So, the first thing I wanted to do, let me start by putting a dark background behind everything. There we go. When you do that, you can see some of the little imperfections of your cutout. In this case, I think it's working quite well. Maybe here, tiny bit on the hand. Tiny bit. No. There we go. Reduce that. Awesome. Oh. There we go. Okay. That's good. There's a little piece of advice. If you're doing like cutouts like this, you can go into the effects and put a stroke on the entire project. Put stroke on the outside like this. And if your cutout is done properly, it will look like this. You will just have a clean stroke around everything. If it's not done properly, you will see these things appear where you have little elements outside of your cutout. In this case, it's outside of the canvas, but I will go in and just give myself more leeway. Like so. There we go. I try and cut out a tiny bit above my cutoff point, because if I do that, I can move the layer without having to redo the cutout. Just gonna remove a good chunk of this background here. Most of this is going to be out of frame, so it doesn't matter. But I'm going to clean up the top of the head. There we go. Okay. So. Are you using paid version of Photoshop? Yes, I am. I pay for Photoshop. It's my job, so I do have to play it fair here. Be on the legal side of things. Hello, Edit Genius. Hello, Rez. I didn't say hi earlier, but I answered your question. And hello, Loey. I probably do charge more than you, so I don't think it's based on prices. But he does seem like he values trust. Like he needs to trust his designer a lot. So maybe it's just a matter of vibes. Like maybe it wasn't feeling it too much. Nothing personal against you, really. It's just like sometimes you really want the specific match for your vibes and stuff like that. I'm just gonna go ahead and cover up some of these skin imperfections. Some of them are completely fine, but smoother skin is generally the way to go in thumbnail design. Okay. Especially these little red spots, I'm going to be removing those. Look like tiny mosquito bites or something. So for that, I'm just using the spot healing brush tool, or what you can use is also the normal healing brush tool. The difference is that the spot healing brush is going to automatically try and heal an area. Like I'm just going to click here and it's going to automatically make the changes like this, which works most of the time. But then there's also the healing brush tool where you have to define a source. Like for example, if I want to go around this area, it might pull from the eyebrow to try and fill in this space here. So I'm going to end up with hairs in the middle. See, like this. See that? That's a hair right there that was placed into the fix. So I'm going to go into healing brush instead, and I can define with Alt or Option on Mac that this area here is my source. And then I can go and paint like this. This is my source, paint. This here, paint. Oh. Have to be a little bit careful of how you do it. That works. Okay. What's the #1 tip for CTR? Click-through rate depends on curiosity. Like, click-through rate is all about how much you can make someone want to click, right? So if you think about it logically, you need to have an idea that generates a lot of curiosity. So it's not exactly... This is why I don't think CTR is like a super valuable stat for us thumbnail designers. A thumbnail designer is not really going to be able to influence click-through rate as much as a YouTuber can with the idea of the video. Because like you could make the best thumbnail ever. If the idea of the video is simply not interesting, then the CTR will not be good, regardless of the work that you've done. So I think that's something that people tend to not focus too much on, is like the thumbnail designer has to do the CTR, but no, not really. You can't fix everything. I'm going to darken his nose. Give me your nostril and... How do I do this? I think I'll just color pick this and literally just paint it with a low flow brush. Yeah, there you go. Small optimizations. Do you think there will be a replay of this live? Yes. The YouTube live streams, they end up on my channel as unlisted videos, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a public playlist, which I will put directly on my profile on YouTube. So you can go into the public playlist to check unlisted recordings of all the live streams we've had. That way, they don't show up in my list of like videos, but they will be, you know, in the live stream still, if you want to watch them. I do focus on the small details, sometimes to a fault. Now I do want to fix this part, because that is actually noticeable. How am I gonna do this? Like that? Yeah, that works. Perfect. Before, after. Amazing. I make thumbnails mostly in like an hour. I don't know how people make them for 6 hours for a normal thumbnail. It's just a matter of experimentation for the most part. Like, I'm not gonna take 6 hours to edit his face and to put filters on him. What is going to take the most time is going to be like iteration. Where do I place text elements? Maybe we should move this layer, etc. So I'm gonna rename this skin imperfections. So this is the before, and this is the after. You can see we've actually corrected a lot of little imperfections here. All right. 'Cause let's move on to another layer here. I'm gonna do the sclera. So a little fun fact for you guys. Sclera is the white part of the eyes. So we're gonna be going into white here with a brush, and I'm gonna just paint this part here. I'm going over the iris for it, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to erase it at the end. Just paint this in. And then lower the opacity to 50% and erase with a somewhat soft brush or eraser around the eye, like so. This is the sclera, and we usually whiten it in thumbnails because at a small scale, the eyes are much more visible that way, and the human brain is really good at picking up on human expressions and faces, to the point we can actually see faces in objects that don't have any, right? Sometimes you'll see a tree that has a sort of face carved into it. It's not really a face, but your brain sees one. So making the eyes pop a tiny bit more, it helps your brain register the expression on the face faster. And you want speed with thumbnails. You want instant ideas from the brain. Is it just me, or is the hand a little bit too small? I have the hand and the head as two separate layers, and I scaled them up separately, so they might not be exactly at the same size. So this is the size of the full image with just the face, and then just the hand. Doesn't do a good job of comparing because it's a smart object. I don't know. I think it's fine. What matters is getting the entire phone in there. I could make the hand like a tiny bit bigger like this, just to have even more of the phone. At this point, it's not a big deal. There you go. And thank you, Rosie. Hello. Keep it up. I intend to. I'm gonna try. I will make the video public, Abdullah. I intend on it. Well, not public, it's going to be unlisted, but it's going to be accessible if you want to rewatch this. Okay. The sclera is done. We're going to go into the pupils now. Pupils, I don't like to do a lot for pupils. I don't want to boost the color of the pupils too much because it can be really inhuman sometimes when people do it wrong. So I'm just going to softly, I'm going to take a low flow brush, and I'm going to softly brush in a little bit of color here like this. And then I'm going to tone it down a lot in the blending modes. So in this case, probably going to overlay and then 35% seems fine. It has to be really subtle. Like I don't want to boost the color way beyond what is normal for a human to have for eyes, you know? Do you pay for any assets websites? Yes, I pay for FreePic. I have FreePic Premium, very good website. I use it pretty much all the time. I'm going to be using it for the background of this most likely, unless I created it myself. So that's the one I recommend. FreePic is really good. I know Envato is kind of the same as FreePic, so could be good as well. Right. I wanna give this a little bit of a filter here because the colors may be a bit flat. So exposure up a little. Contrast. How much is FreePic Premium? It's about 100 something per year, I think, which is really Like, it's completely fine for me. Ah, shit. I need to group these things. Ah, but that's gonna be just... That's annoying. Okay. We've done the sclera, we've done the eyes, we've done the skin imperfections. I guess we can convert this and just put a second filter on top of it. So that's going to be on a dark background. I want a tiny bit more light. It's not updating on the right side, so I don't want to look there. I want to look here. Okay. What I'm doing right now with the camera raw filter is something I do a lot. I can click a button at the bottom of at the bottom right here of the camera raw filter to have a before and after split. So I have the after on the right, and now I can start making some changes. So here I'm going to boost contrast a little bit. Highlights. I want more texture, so I'm going to go into effects, have a bit more clarity. A little bit more texture. Should make the face a bit more vibrant that way. Temperature, I think I'm not going to touch. Tiny bit more vibrance. Yeah, seems right. That's the before, that's the after. Definitely a good change, I think. Do I have pets? No, I live in an apartment on the 4th floor of a building, so it's not exactly ideal to have pets. Like, I could have an indoors cat, but I don't really have the income to just have a pet right now. You first collect the assets for the thumbnail before making it. Not all of them. Some of the assets I need. Like, for example, I'm not going to start this thumbnail if I don't have the photos of the client. So this is the sketch that I gave to my client. And then he got me some photos off of that. And then I can begin working on it. But I don't go and collect every asset I need. Like, for example, I don't have the background for this. I haven't collected the Instagram elements I'm gonna need to assemble the phone mockup, but that doesn't matter. I just do it on the fly. Okay, so that's gonna be let's see. Hold on. Right, Alex. That's gonna be Alex hand. Do you ever get DMs with a huge underpay? I don't really get DMs that have a huge underpay because most of the times the DMs I get are what are your rates, as opposed to like I can pay this kind of thing. So it's not so much an underpay, it's usually like, these are my rates. Oh, okay, that's not at all in my budget, goodbye. You know? What are small things most people overlook that make the biggest difference? It's not exactly like a small thing, but an easily forgotten thing on YouTube is that your face does not need to be on every thumbnail. Like, it's not a small thing, right? By any means, it takes almost a third of the composition every time you put your face somewhere. Like, I'm putting a line in the middle of the thumbnail here, and you can see his face is almost half of the thumbnail. If it wasn't adding something to the thumbnail, I would just tell you don't add the face, you know? For a lot of creators, they overlook the potential of not having their face in the thumbnail. They just want to put themselves in there because that's like their branding or something. And in the end, no one knows them. That's the problem. It's like, you do this when you are, like, you're Mr. Beast, you put your face on everything. Because that's your brand. You put your face on every single thumbnail and people recognize you. But if you do like 50,000 views for every video, that's a pretty respectable amount, but still, no one knows you. In the grand scheme of things, absolutely no one knows who you are. Just take your face off of the thumbnails and use that space for other things, and you'll see better growth and better reach to audiences who don't actually know you or care about who you are. They just want to see the content in the video. Do they either trash talk your prices and say some bad stuff? No, I don't really have people who are disrespectful about my rates. Because, like, the reason I'm able to charge this much is just I have a portfolio that proves how good I am, right? Like, there's not really going to be people who diss the amount that I charge. Doesn't make much sense, right? Because I have proof that I can charge this much if I want to. And I do want to, so, you know, if you can't pay it, then that's fine. And most people, they just say, well, that's not in my budget, or I didn't expect you to say this much or something. So they just go like, bye-bye. You think color theory is overrated or underrated? Underrated. I think people don't understand color well enough in thumbnails, and it makes a big difference. It's not so much that a individual color is making a massive difference in your thumbnail, but if you understand well enough how to control colors, it shows. Like, you can tell, you know? So I think it's overlooked. People think that they can get away with just about any color and just have some saturated colors, Mr. Beast style, and that's it, but it's not enough. You need to actually study why you are doing certain things. What are your rates? Currently, I'm charging around like 220 euro, 220, 230 euro per thumbnail. I'm gonna be increasing that during the week, most likely. Or next week, I mean. Because the week is almost over. Next week, I'm probably going over to 250 euro. I'm a little conflicted, because, like, this hand is overexposed, actually. Maybe I do this. Like, I told Alex to shoot 2 pictures in the same conditions, right? So that I could have 2 photos with the same lighting. But if you look at the 2 photos here, let me put them side by side. So I don't know if you can notice, the background gets brighter between the 2 of them. Because, like, when his face is not in focus, the camera adjusted to the light. And now I have 2 different pictures with different lighting. It's taken in the same conditions, meaning that I have the same shadow angle, for example, the same amount of light, but the camera was adjusting differently, so now I have to compensate a little bit for that. How frequently do you do that? Do what? Upping my rates? I don't do it like super frequently. Between when I started and my next increase in prices, which is 250, I'm gonna have quintuple the rates as from my first thumbnail, which is good, it's nice, but that's over the course of pretty much 2 years. So, I don't know, I just do it every now and then, whenever I feel like I can safely do it. Like, if I'm starting to get a bunch of clients that are around the same price, usually that's when I start raising it so that I get newer clients and I'm like, actually, it's this price now. The new clients don't have to know. Like, people who contact me nowadays, I tell them the price that I charge today. They don't know that I was charging differently back then. That's just, you know, it changes. It's normal. I feel like I fall into the complementary color every thumbnail trap, but I don't know how to get out of it. I use complementary colors a lot. I mean, there's not really a fault to it. It's just a matter of making sure that whatever needs to be highlighted is highlighted. Let's say you have an orange element in your thumbnail and you want to contrast it by adding a blue sky. Don't put like so much blue in the sky that the sky becomes more visually impactful than whatever orange thing you wanted to highlight in the first place. You can use different color palettes, be subtle about it. You probably produce a lot of thumbnails per month. Surprisingly, no, quite the opposite. A lot of thumbnail designers are extremely busy, and I am extremely not. Not saying that I'm doing nothing, but I definitely take a lot of time for my creativity to rest, and you know, I just enjoy it that way. I don't overbook myself with a lot of projects. I do a few thumbnails per week, and that is perfectly fine by me. I'm going to select all of the little UI things on his phone, and I'm gonna change them. Phone background is really simple, thankfully. That's good. Remove the airdrop thing. Do not disturb. Okay. That's everything. Now go into content aware fill. And it's gone. Oomph. Very easy. Just content aware fill with default settings. Just perfectly takes care of that. And now, the good news is, whatever I want to put on the phone, I can put in screen mode. And that's going to take all of this nice, I say nice, I don't know, you call it nice if you want to. All of this texture of like fingerprints and stuff, and the shadow from this finger, everything in there is going to perfectly replicate onto the screen. I don't want the screen to be super pristine, because if you just remove the entire screen and slap a JPEG in there, usually you can tell. You want to have a tiny bit of realism in the phone, otherwise it looks too fake. Always on high saturation, almost neon color is going to try to lighten things up. What you said makes a lot of sense. Yeah, like neon colors are very in your face, right? Like very aggressively in your face, and I feel like sometimes it's not the play. You should definitely try and have a little bit of chill color palettes every now and then, just to see how you feel about them. Okay, so we need a couple of things. If we look at the sketch, I'm gonna need an Instagram icon. I'm gonna need a quote to put into the phone, and I'm going to need a Instagram interface. I don't use Instagram, so I'm going to ask you guys a question. A little bit of audience participation. Does Instagram have any kind of dark mode at all? Because if it does, then I can definitely use that to make the quote stand out. I intend for the quote to have a lot of nice colors, so I'm going to put it on top of a sunset picture. Yes? Okay, awesome. Sweet, thank you guys. So, I'm gonna go hunt for a Instagram quote thing. Yeah, perfect. Like, see, this is exactly what I want. Okay, look at that. John Doe from India, just a completely empty mock-up, right? With mindset is what separates the best from the rest. Just completely nonsensical quotes that get a lot of likes for no reason. I want that, but I want it on a dark mode Instagram. Let's see it. I'm gonna find a post. I'm gonna slap that in there and use that as the basis for our thumbnail. Now, one thing I'm going to do, I'm probably not gonna actually use the entire screenshot. I want to trim a lot of the fat off of the Instagram UI. So I'll be simplifying a lot of it. Do you ever outreach? Nope. I don't actually do any kind of work regarding outreach. I just have people DM me. And if I don't get any DMs and I have free time for more work, I just go back to older work that I've done and I spend some time making a nice social media post out of there. Like a time lapse out of a recording that I have, or animating a sort of before and after for social media. For example, this is a little animation that I made because I had some free time and the thumbnail was pretty cool, so I wanted to highlight it a little, give it some extra spice. Look. You seem like a chill designer. Do you think you work enough? I think I work the right amount. It's chill, you know? Like, I hear a lot of stories about designers who are doing, like, I do 10 thumbnails every day, and I make thousands of dollars, and I'm like, that sounds miserable. That does not sound like a good time. I'm happy you're making money. You are probably going to burn out at age 22. Just chill. It's a creative job, right? Like, at the end of the day, being a thumbnail designer is more than just following orders from a YouTuber. I personally spend a lot of time conceptualizing with the clients. I spend a lot of time just thinking of ideas. For example, this thumbnail I'm working on is an idea that I came up with the client, and that takes a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of, like, you know, let's tweak this, maybe put the text there. Yeah, that seems good. Okay, now let's go ahead and make the thumbnail. Because that takes time, I don't want to overload myself into having 5, 6, 7 conversations going on at the same time with, like, multiple prospects. And yeah, no, that sounds like a nightmare to me. I don't want that. So I just chill. I'm still looking. I should probably do that on the streamed monitor. I'm looking for a Instagram post screenshot. That seems like a pretty good thing to put at the top of the screen. I'm just going to copy that. I'll go in here. I want to keep this, but without all the stuff at the bottom. I'm going to use it to show that the post has gone viral. So I'll go in here and delete all of this. And I'm going to change the number inside of that notification here. I can recreate this. Yeah. I'll just delete this part entirely. Cool. Perfect. Now I have the start of our Instagram screenshot. Now I'm going to create the bubble. So the first thing I'm going to do, I want to color pick this red, make a square, make it rounded, rotate, less rounded, rectangle, rounded, less rounded, slide this in place, perfect, center this. Now I need a heart. This is the kind of stuff you learn by just doing it a bunch of times, copying and recreating interfaces. Definitely a valuable thing to learn. So this is a good skill to have. I'm going to close the heart like this, and then I'll copy it, reverse it, and align this bottom point here with the other one. How does that look like? Yeah, okay, that's good. I have the heart, I have the rectangle. This one should have been red. There we go. So I have the heart here, and now I'm just going to add a big number in there. Ant, hello. I'm doing good. How are you? Let's put... What's the max number of notifications you can have on Instagram? Anyone know? Is there like a maximum that will show up, like 99 or something? Like if I put this, does that work? Or is there a specific maximum that people have on Instagram that I'm not too aware of? $99 plus, 69, nice. Always helpful, chat. It's crazy, I've seen some of your thumbnails and I never knew they were made by you, lol. That's actually pretty cool. I would do 999 plus to make it look bigger. I understand that, but if you start to go away from what the platform actually allows, you can come off as clickbait. Someone is going to see that and go like, oh, that's just fake. I want to try and keep it somewhat realistic, so I'll just do whatever Instagram has. Okay, so this is great. We have this in screen mode. Group 1, okay. I think I can bring that Instagram logo closer. I'm going to duplicate this layer. Hide Instagram. Oops, where is it? Here we go. Brush. Hide Instagram on this one. And then hide everything else on this one. And I can bring Instagram closer here. So now we have an opportunity to make it a little more compact on the phone. Where are we now? Here, group. Phone screen. For the phone screen, I'm going to convert this to a smart object, which looks like this. And I will simply place it. Ah, okay, hold on. I want the bounding boxes to be a bit better. Probably rasterize this. Put it on normal. Merge layers. There we go. That's a raster now. Oh, wait, that messed it up. I didn't notice. Put that on normal and then hide this part. There we go. Okay. This on normal. And merge. Or just rasterize. Where is it? Is it already raster and that's why? Yeah, it is already raster actually. So I guess I just want to incorporate the mask into, there we go. Control drag the mask to make the mask apply onto the image. So you can see here before I have a mask and then I control drag the mask onto the trash can and it doesn't work anymore. What did I do? What have I done? Shift? Oh, it's shift. Okay, shift and drag onto the trash can and now it's applied. Are you French or do you live in France? Both. I am a Frenchman in France, in my natural habitat. Wow, to make better IRL thumbnails, question mark? If you mean how, you need photorealism for that. And for photorealism in thumbnails, you're gonna want to study what makes a photo realistic. And study stuff like how other people do it. On YouTube, you have Benny Productions. Not exactly photorealistic, mind you, but he's pretty good at just incorporating photos together in a way that's pretty fun to learn. So that's a good place to start, I think. Just look at what some other people are doing and learn from them. What packs do you use for IRL thumbnails? 0 packs, nothing. I don't use packs. So we have the phone screen. Amazing. Now I just need to make this a lot longer. Like so. And we're going to put a post on here with a quote. No, Abdullah, I cannot. That does not go on YouTube, that goes on OnlyFans. That is special content for the good boys. We are not doing this here. Any advice on leveling up reaction thumbnails? I feel like this is from personal experience, right? As a thumbnail designer, I usually try and question, like, why do I click on this video but not this video? When it comes to reaction thumbnails, there's a couple of things I like. I like when the thing you're reacting to is given a lot of space to shine, because in the end, you're just like a reaction channel. Like, you want to push the person reacting on the side. Like, for example, if this was a reaction video, I wouldn't do it like this. I'd do it like this, right? Like, push him as far out as possible because you want to give more space to the content that he's reacting to. And try and, in the thumbnail, indicate that you've been paying attention. Like, for example, in music reactions, specifically I'm thinking of a channel called Marco Meatball, music reactions from video games. His thumbnails and his titles are kind of indicating that he is paying attention and like he's understood something about the music. Like the music is magnificent, or like the music feels powerful, and then that's in the title. So now I know, like, okay, so you're not just like gonna sit here and react by doing nothing. Show me that you're caring about the thing that you're showing on the video. Give it some space in the thumbnail. Give it some love in the title. Show that you care and that you are putting attention into that thing. Usually that gets me to click. Most people have the hard French accent when talking in English. Yes, that is true. Sometimes the French people, they have a very difficult accent. It can be a bit tough to understand. I try my best not to have the accent, because the French accent, it can be difficult sometimes for other people. So yeah, I've learned how to erase the French accent for a long time now. I do my best. Okay, let's keep going with the Instagram thing. I need a... You pick. I need a quote, and I need a sunset. I want something that looks inspirational. Let's go and find something you know what? Inspirational. Yeah, oh my god, look at that. Oh, perfect. Oh, that's so good. Stay positive. Amazing. That's so cliche and lame. I want it. I'll download this. Thumbnails 2024, grow with Alex, quotes, quote. We can try many different things if we don't like this one, but that's going to be the first go-to. Stay positive. Wonderful. Let's put that in here. Thumbnails 2024, quote. Oh my god, there it is. This is maybe a little bit hard to read, so I'm probably going to rewrite it myself. But the photo is perfect, so I just need to put a filter on it to make it extra catchy. Like, I need the colors to be, yeah, like it's gone through 17 filters. Make it pop, you know? Sorry for saying that. Exposure, contrast, just blow up everything. Shadows. Highlights up a little. Don't touch these things. Make clarity go up. Yeah, that's good. How did you change the accent? I'm trying to as well. Unfortunately for you, I changed the accent by just learning English since I was really young, and therefore not having the accent. If you want to remove the accent, probably watch a bunch of series and YouTube content in English, and try not to be ashamed of being over the top of the accent. Like, if you're French, you probably know the comedy skit, Brian is in the kitchen. And it sounds stupid, but if you do it enough, it sounds less stupid eventually. Like, you have to go through a phase of doing it too much, and then you can go back down one level, and that's the good accent, you know? So put effort into your accent on purpose, even if it sounds ridiculous, because eventually it will sound good. That's my advice. Okay, so we have the quote. It is amazing. Let's go ahead and find Instagram dark mode UI. What does it look like on a post? There it is. Okay, I need a heart, comment, airplane, and bookmark, and then something at the bottom. I'm gonna look for it and see if I can find anything of high quality. So if you want good quality images, you go into tools up here. Yeah. It pops up a little scuffed thing here because they moved it for some reason. It looks scuffed now. You go into size, large, and now you have big images only. In this case, that's not quite what I want. That's a vector stock. This? A Behance project. New dark. Is that official? Is that an actual project? Oh, wow. I don't know how official that is, but it's pretty good. Seems to match as well. Okay, so I need... Nice. I need the bottom of a post, which would be these, right? Oh, but it looks different. Okay. Yeah, so this is not up to date. I need the actual interface. I work with a vocal coach YouTuber that does reactions, so I'm trying to get those thumbnails to be fire. How could you... Okay. Like if you put a short comment from the vocal coach in the thumbnail, that might help, but you do have to be careful not to make it like too long. You don't want too many words on the canvas. That's a fan project. Damn you other designers, making Instagram look cooler than it really is. Okay, I think we're gonna go the same route as what we did for the notification bubble. We're just gonna grab an actual post and copy the icons. Like that works, for example. I'm just gonna go in here. And grab this interface. And I'll copy it manually. It's worth it. It is worth it. Okay, here we go. Now the thing is, we're working at a thumbnail scale. We don't actually have to be super precise, and that's pretty cool. So let's quickly make this. And it doesn't have to be the best. That's okay. Yeah, that works. Bit scuffed. Little bit scuffed. Okay, I think I stopped tweaking now, otherwise I'm going to spend forever on it. This one is just a circle. Get this out of the way. Simple circle like this. We have a line. Make the line red so I can see something. And then create Anchor points, one here, one here, one in the middle. Simple as that. Make it white, make it a little bit thicker. I am not going to remove the video after the stream. It's going to go into a unlisted playlist. So you will be able to find the video after it's done. If you want to find it, you'll be able to go to my channel, go to the front of the channel basically, and there's going to be a playlist, public playlist, with the recording. That way, I think everything should be all right. Oops. Just do this. I'll do 1/2. Oops. Copy and paste. Flip. Join. Wait, what? Okay, that's better. And merge shapes, which when you do it right, should get rid of the middle line. Like so. Perfect. Okay, we have all of the shapes we need. Can you tell us your go-to place for finding stock images? Is it Envato? It's FreePic. I mentioned it earlier in the stream, but I go to FreePic Premium for all of my stock photo stuff because I find it to be actually really cheap to use. It's pretty good. Let's grab this red. Actually, I do have a red already. I'll just use the same one. There we go. Okay, now to match a font, let's do 1,435,862 likes. We're ambitious here. For the font, we're gonna need to change it to something slightly bolder. That's not bad, actually. MD Primer wins again. Cool. Let's keep that. And since we're looking at a thumbnail, I'll make it bigger. The other icons as well, actually. So the first 4 icons, which... yeah, 3 icons like this. Will be bigger. I should do it with everything selected, so everything is the same size. Good. Move them here. Move this back here. And change the width of the lines to 8. Just to thicken everything up. Perfect. Now I can hide this right here. Save. Aha! Would you look at that? We have a quote. Oh, that didn't go through. Hold on. Where is the shape responsible for that? 8. Awesome. And I didn't hide this thing. Very good. So we have a quote inside of the phone. We have a lot of notifications. And we have likes and icons. This is perfect. I'm going to move some elements around slightly. These I'm going to boop to the right a little. I'll make the likes bigger. And then I'll move everything down a smidge. All of these down like so. There we go. We've recreated the Instagram interface a little. There's still some space left, so I'm just going to cheat by moving the entire thing down like so. And we just need a little bit of text at the bottom and we're good. Prytag, hello. Rez, do you use any AI enhancers for the faces? Rarely. Sometimes. I have a I bought a one-time lifetime subscription thing for Topaz AI. It's actually not very good with faces. It's good with everything else. Faces, it kind of sucks, honestly. But I do have an AI enhancer for bad quality images. It's doing its job. It does all right. The quote is definitely too thin. Like, it's unreadable like this, but the image is perfect. Like, this influencer in like just motivational thing is perfect. I'm really happy with that. I'm going to hide the quote by making a selection around it. I'll quickly go around. I should have the actual lasso tool instead of a polygonal. There we go. Much faster. I'll make a somewhat close selection around the quote. Like so. Just to try and preserve as much of the sky as possible, right? And I'm going to content-aware fill this, as well as this part here. Selecting everything. I use a mouse, by the way. I know that a lot of people think that you should use a tablet to create thumbnails. I don't think it's necessary. I have a tablet and I don't really use it that much, if at all. I can use it for drawing sometimes, but not for thumbnails. You can just... There's more than enough tools to just stabilize your lines if you need to, or anything like that. Okay, and now we've erased the quote. We're going to type it again. Stay positive. Ugh, dreadful. Let's find a legible font that's also still handwriting. Like this. That works. Doesn't have quite as much flair. I'll try some fonts. I have a pretty good library of fonts. You can also sort them, so I will look for handwritten. That all the handwritten ones. None of these are actually handwritten fonts. Quite far from it. It's pretty good. And they have a bold version. That's really good. Okay. I'm going to duplicate this and only have the word positive. Only the word stay. And I will do something like this. Stay positive. And I'll move this S down a little. And this T, I'll put a lowercase t, lowercase I, just to try and like spice it up a little. That's pretty good. I'll put that. See, this needs to go down a little bit. I'm just tweaking a bit on these letters, tweaking a little bit of the kerning and stuff like that. Checking the capital S versus lowercase s. Definitely capital on this. Cool. I just want the quote to be obnoxiously big in the frame because that's going to nicely stand out when you're looking at the thumbnail from a normal distance. I've learned many things just by being in the Discord group from you. Thank you. For anyone else who is not in the Thumbnails 101 Discord, I definitely recommend joining it. Let me see if I can find the link. I believe it is discord.thumbnails101.com. Does that work? It is struggling a little bit. I don't know if that's the actual link, but I know there's something quite similar to this, where you can join the Discord by typing a link in the browser. Nope, that's not it. I don't know what it is, but if you know someone who's in the server, try and have them invite you in if you want in. I'm not gonna grab a link right now because I'm streaming, but yeah. Thumbnails 101, very good server. Lots of helpful stuff in there. That needs to be a little bit smaller. Maybe that needs to be a different font entirely, to be honest. What do I have? Is there any like swooshy kind of like the original that I removed? Handwritten with a lot of flowy lines. Everything's kind of apart because it's a font, it's not handwritten, so everything is separated from the rest. I'll type the word in lowercase. I think that might help. Yeah, it does. That looks like the word slay, and honestly, just that's fine by me. I'm spending a lot of time on it, but I do want to get this right because that's the focus of the video. It's how to grow a quotes account on Instagram, so I want it to look as good as possible. And right now it does not look as good as possible. It's pretty terrible. I could not be designing these for a living. Oh no. I'll do something like this and then trim the end of that T so it's a little shorter. Yeah. I can put the dots back in myself here. If needed. I don't know if it's needed. Okay, let's just use that for now and build out the rest of the thumbnail. I can always come back to this quote if I want to. So for now, this is going to be it. I'm going to duplicate it and merge these layers together so that I can apply a drop shadow on it to make it stand out. Remember, the goal is not to create an Instagram post as it would look in Instagram, but to make it look good from the perspective of a thumbnail. So I'm going to have the hand poke through it like this. Most likely that's not going to be legible. I'm already having a bit of trouble with the word positive because it has the I into T into I into V that looks like a bunch of squiggles. Yeah, I'll care about that later. For now, let's keep on going. Thank you, Kaisi. Okay, let's go with texture. I want a sort of workbench texture. Blueprint or grid texture. Something that indicates maybe a sort of digital grid texture. Just gonna look for some inspiration here real quick. Not fond of these waves. I do like the flat ones. I think that's pretty good. But I need a rectangular one, otherwise I can't really use it. There was one earlier, I'll go back to it. On page 1, was it? Oh yeah, this one. Oops. Download this. Give it a moment. Froze the entire stream. Hooray. There we go. Bit of a hiccup. Let's put that here in the background. Okay, let's put it on screen and hide the gray parts. We have the grid. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to trace a line in white, and it's going to go from point to point in the grid and signify a sort of growth. Let's hide this. I'll begin here in the lower corner, starting from 0. And holding Shift, I'm going to click these... I'm going to just click different locations. So I'll do every 5... No, that might be a little bit too subtle. Every 3. Let's do every 3. So every 3 columns, I will click on a new point. So here, down, big up, stall, then down a lot, up, huge up, down a little bit, stagnate, increase again, and then blow up, down, but it doesn't matter because you keep going up, and we're done. There we go. So I have a curve now that goes through the entire graph like this. Stonks. Perfect. And all that's left to do, I'm going to select with the polygonal lasso behind this line, like this. I'll go along the line. And I will hide the grid above the line so that it only shows underneath it. I just keep going like this along the graph. One tip I can give to people who are making these graph thumbnails, I see a lot of people doing them wrong. You have to remember that graphs are regular. They progress every couple of squares. Like, you don't randomly go from a line that goes forward by, let's say, 10 squares to a tiny line that goes 1 square down. You need to keep it consistent for it to look like a proper graph. So if an entry is recorded every month, for example, that needs to look like it's every month the whole time. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. So there we go. We have the graph here. And now I'm going to add growth. We have already a little bit of up here. I can pick an orange from the picture. And do something like this. Maybe too much. Something like this, and then go into blue. No, blue is too subtle. I'll start with blue and go into a better color. That seems like a better idea. This very much goes into the blueprint aesthetic as well, which, if anything, I am quite happy with. Yeah, that works. I might move him like a little bit so we can see the spikes better. And this is why I wanted to make extra sure of my cutouts, because I will be moving them around a bunch. For example, if I move him here, we can see the graph is kind of stagnating here, and we don't see the big success on the right, so we want the success to happen sooner. So for that, I'm gonna have to redraw the line a little bit. Like this. Go. So I remember the brush settings I was using, otherwise it would be awkward. I was on 4 pixels. That way I can just click here, go 3 forward and go up. Oh. 3 forward and up. Let's go on the cross here. And up again, and nothing can stop them now. Just kidding, they're gonna slow down a bit. There we go. Cool. I need to change my mask here, thankfully just by a tiny bit. From here to here to here, and we're done. This doesn't matter because in the end it is invisible behind him. This, oops. Okay. It is kind of coming along. I will go and grab an Instagram logo. I will be needing that. Instagram logo. When you want to copy something from Google that has transparency like this, and you don't want the black pixels to show up on Photoshop, copy image address, not copy image. Then go to Photoshop and File, Place Embedded, and place the link that you just pasted. Makes a world of a difference. So that is perfectly in the middle of the canvas. I think I will try and keep that there and move the other elements accordingly. So let's move this hand like this. Now let's move him here. Good. Just saved you so much time. Yeah. It is a pretty useful trick. And that's something that Photoshop can't really do anything about, the fact that you can't get transparency from Google. That's just because when you right-click copy image, it never does keep transparency. Other programs just have like a little workaround where black pixels are considered transparent and they just hide them. And sometimes that has a problem where it just erases part of your image. So, not the best. Photoshop just keeps the black pixels because you can probably cut those out yourself, or you just use the trick I mentioned. Much better. The more I'm looking at the graph, and the more hesitant I am to keep it in this state, because the elements are in the middle now. Let's see. Okay. We're going to utilize the space we have here and try some fonts. I know Bebas Nui is a pretty standard one. Let's go with a Pro Bold. Too close to the top. This is better. Does it work on Illustrator too? No clue, actually. You can try that yourself if you want. I don't know if that works. Copy image address, then go into import and import the link instead of the image. Worth a shot. Right align, center. How do I want to do this? Let me just try and figure out a layout for this. Also name your layers, otherwise you get lost. Graph layers? Graph line. Here we go. So there's one thing that kind of bothers me is that this has a sort of pyramid shape like this, where the words are getting longer with each line. But the space that I have to work with is more like an inverted pyramid like this. So how can I solve that problem? Now the composition is in 3/3, but I think I can simplify by having just like 1/3 reference the other, and then the middle is just like a transition thing. Because of the topic, I'm really tempted to just put a hashtag relatable just floating around in there. All right, let's, I'm feeling a tiny bit stuck. Let's go and have a look at the channel. Grow with Alex. Let's go look at the previous thumbnails. So what we have There's a blue glow in the background of all of these. That seems to kind of be the branding here. There's blue glow in the background with dark and a bunch of glows and stuff. Okay, I can do that. Let's already add the blue glow. I'll scale this up. Perfect. Here. Not gonna lie, that does look really nice all of a sudden. It just makes everything pop in one simple layer. Oh, that's interesting. If I put it on color dodge, it goes into the lines only, and then it just changes the color of the grid. I actually kind of like it. It's very subtle. But what if... Ooh, okay. Here we go. Okay, we got inspiration. I'm going to use this Instagram... what's it called? I'm going to use the Instagram gradient from their logo on color dodge. So we're going to have yellow here. Actually, I believe it starts with this purple everywhere. Okay, we have the purple everywhere. Then go into blue here. Then red on the bottom with an orange tint going into yellow, and then purple on the side. That's pretty cool. I don't even need the logo for Instagram now because it just looks like Instagram. Nice. And then that can be on soft light, maybe? No, what can I use for that? Just normal? Oh, normal looks terrible. Love that. Soft light, I think. Oh no, soft light doesn't affect the black layer. It has to be hard light and then lower opacity. Okay. And then lastly, I'm going to go over everything with a linear gradient from black to transparent. Which is currently too intense, so I will move it. Good. We're getting somewhere. I do believe. I want more vibrancy out of these. More saturation. That's better. Before and after. Yeah. Good. Interesting background choice. Thank you. Just taking inspiration from the existing channel. because they have some grids in the background of most of the stuff, so that's what I'll be pulling from. I can probably, hey, how about this? I go in here and I put it on screen and remove the colors to keep only the white. Then I can do something like this. Placing the Instagram logo in the background, and then changing the mode so that it affects the lines. Is that something I can do? Ooh, wow. Difference looks awesome. Too complicated now, but very good style. I think I do this and hide it on dark backgrounds. Seems to work. In light is also looking good. One of my inspirations right now for what I'm trying to do is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen these, but there's articles from a source called, I think it's The Verge. I'm pretty sure it's The Verge. They have these really cool digital looking thumbnails for all of their articles. Like here's the Apple one that looks pretty cool. Let's see, The Verge, YouTube. So here's one about YouTube. Here's another. You've probably seen some of these before. The Verge, Netflix. This. Right, so you have these really awesome looking thumbnails pretty much, which feature the logo in a really stylized way. That's kind of what I'm drawing inspiration from here. I'm trying to get a vibe going, some form of style. That works. But I will need a shadow around the hand to make it stand out from the background, because it's getting a little bit crowded now. Just tossing some ideas now, just trying to, I don't know. One thing that someone was saying earlier is like, they're just doing thumbnails in an hour and they don't really know how people can spend a lot of time on thumbnails. If you're the one behind the idea, like this, where I'm the one giving the concept to the client, it can change everything. Because now you have a whole lot of things to try. For example, what happens here if I put the drop shadow on him? It's kind of separated, but also I think it's too intense. That works. I'm trying to cook. I don't know if I'm cooking anything, but I'm trying to cook. Ooh. Apologies if the commentary has gone down a bit. I'm just getting in the focus for things. If you have any question, do not hesitate. I am still able to respond to them. Oh, my neck cracked. Should not have looked at that angle. What happens if I just like run a line through here like this? Nah. I do my thumbnails in 1920 by 1080 pixels. I go for pretty much the maximum resolution for a screen. Oops. So that works the same. I think I'll keep it like this. The line was green. I do not think so. I think it would just look very out of place. Like, let me do it just to show you, but wow, my voice, where is it going? Like, yeah, the line is kind of... It's obvious that the line is there, but... It looks out of place to me. I'm just gonna give it a glow. Show you. Go all the way with it. See, I'm not convinced by it. Even with a green line and a glow, I feel like it breaks all the other stuff I'm trying to set up. Mustafa, hello. Good morning to you. I forgot it could be morning for people still. Since it is 8 p.m. here. You think it works better with the green line? I don't like it personally. I think it's just too many things at the same time. Like, if the line was there but not the Instagram logo, then yeah, that would work, but I feel like that would make it super generic. I'll draw a little highlight here. Is the live stream going to be saved? Yep. You can currently, like, scroll back through it if you want. Yeah, like, you can already go back in time in the live stream in case you want to check something. But the live stream will be saved. It will just be unlisted, meaning you will not find it on my videos tab, but you will find it in a playlist I'm going to create after the stream for all of the unlisted live stream VODs. Oops, that caught a little bit of hair at the same time, and I don't want... I'll just tone it down on the beard. Yeah, that works. $11 p.m. here, just like the phrase. Oh, I see. I don't know. Oh yeah, it is later in Asian countries, right? I hope I'm not saying something. You are in an Asian country, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's 8 here. I know that Americans are starting to be able to join here. Lance motivated me to open Photoshop too. Let's go. That's what we want to hear. Has anyone else here today opened Photoshop or any kind of Adobe program? Have you done any kind of creative work today? And if yes, tell me about it. What have you done? What have you worked on? Okay, so we've got a light here. That's good. We have our light. He's properly separated from the background. We have the background looking nice and Instagram-y. Lighten and lighter color do the same thing. Good to know. Hard light looks pretty awesome, but I don't know if that's good for the Instagram colors because it's very saturated. Yeah, I guess it would work. Not at 100%, but like 40-ish. Procrastinating too. Listening to your voice while thumbnailing. What kind of thumbnail are you working on, KZ? Ooh, changing the order of them does something. It's pretty good. Kind of like that. I just need to give it a vignette effect, I think. So I'm going to do that. I'm gonna... For a vignette, what I do, I make a rectangle. I give it a black stroke. Make the stroke really large like this. And then blur the rectangle. And then if you want the vignettes to be a bit larger, you just scale up the rectangle. Put that on multiply. There you go. Before, after. I think I'm gonna scale it here. Bring the vignette down to the side. Yeah. Okay. Sent it via XDMs. We check. Oh yeah, that one. Nice. Okay, so he's reacting. He seems a little unsure. I'm guessing you went through a lot of footage to try and find like the best reaction from him. If that is the best reaction, then it's a little unfortunate for the thumbnail, because like he doesn't seem super thrilled about the shirt that you're giving him, but that is a much better thumbnail than what you showed us yesterday. I think the fact that you gave black shirts to everyone so that the new shirt stands out is really good. I like that a lot. Apparently I had a person reach out to me in the middle of the stream via DMs. Like, hey, what are your rates? And then heard me talk about my rates and was like, actually, I just heard in your stream that you said this, so maybe not, it's fine. We don't have the budget for it. That is okay. I don't really want to encourage people to spend more than they should on thumbnails. I know that it can be pretty easy to think, well, this guy's worth it, right? But if you don't have the budget for good thumbnails, like professionally crafted, not good thumbnails, professionally crafted thumbnails, chances are you have better investments to make in your content than paying a thumbnail designer. Like, there's so much you can invest in on a channel in general: editing, thumbnails, branding. There's a lot of places to improve. You could have a writer, you could have people doing research for your videos if you're doing any kind of documentary stuff. All of this is really valuable, like the same as a thumbnail, you know? So depending on budgets, I do recommend people don't like rush into thumbnails just because Mr. Beast said that they're good. Okay, now's the moment where I find out if I overcooked or not. By adding a glow here. It's kind of pleasant, actually. The shadow on top of the glow is not the best, so I need to turn that off. Yeah, that's better already. It's the shadow that makes it look too much like a paper cutout. So that's already helping. And now I think I'm going to create stronger shadows on the other side of his face. I just want to have bigger shadows. So I go in here, shadows, darker shadows. Let's go with -40. Okay. That doesn't quite darken the side of his face, but it does help create a bit of contrast. I will do the same on the hand, because these two filters are supposed to be kind of linked. Shadows -40. Use the whole phone. That's okay. No, it's not. It changes the entire thing I covered up as well. I know what to do. I need to go in here and paste these. Oh, even that's on the filter layer. Ay. Wait, do it again. Yeah, okay. I'll just go in here, invert to smart object. Adding blur to background and the guy. Blur could be possible, but because it's a grid, all the lines being blurred are going to look pretty bad. It's going to start making these circles out of all the black squares in the middle. It's going to look pretty shit, honestly. The blur. In other cases, I would blur the background. That's a good idea. I just need to darken his face a little, I think. I'm going to go in here, grab the shadow color on the side of his nose. And I'm going to start painting a little bit here on multiply mode. It's going to look terrible for a bit. Give it bit of time. It'll look awful, and then I will try and fix it. Hurrah, we've created Two-Face from Batman. Just adding a tiny bit of depth, so there. Red is not the color for this, so I'm going to go into a brown. Let him cook, let him cook. Give it some time. There we go. Creating a soft shadow on the side of his face to bring a tiny bit of volume into the light. Hey, you are very creative in this type of thumbnail. You know your stuff. Are you into IRL photo manipulation too, like landscape background and manipulated building, etc.? Not exactly, no. I mean, it's close enough to my skill. Like, it's close enough to the stuff that I do already in my work here, but it's not something that I specifically have done before. Yeah, I think that works. Oh, I missed your question above, Mustafa. What do you think beginners make mistakes on while making thumbnails? Colors. Getting colors that are super saturated and just like killing the entire thumbnail by making everything look like it came out of a radioactive plant. Ash, could you turn on the light, please? The lights are getting really low here. Sorry for the dark webcam. It's about 3% better. We'll take 3%. Thank you. Sure. I'm probably gonna wrap this up soon. I'm just gonna... I don't know. I just want to iterate a tiny bit more on this because it's not quite there yet, but I will be calling this a V1 and then taking rest away from the thumbnail. That's something that I advise a lot of you do if you're thumbnail designers or if you're creators working with thumbnail designers. Give yourselves the time to step away from a thumbnail and come back to it with a fresh mind, because it's going to be a lot easier for you to spot mistakes and to make adjustments accordingly. So that's definitely something I would recommend. Just like step away every now and then, have a night of sleep without touching the thumbnail, and then come back. Helps a lot. What's the mic you're using? It's a Blue Yeti microphone. Just a simple Blue Yeti USB mic that I put on an arm, a Rode mic arm. Because otherwise the Blue Yeti is standing on your desk in front of you, and it takes a fair amount of space. Why not move the dude to the left a little bit? Well, now that you say it, it's gonna look like this, which is fine. I could move him to the left a tiny bit. I wanted to move him so that I had space in the middle for something else. Because if you look at the sketch initially, it was something with like a little bit of text. And right now we are kind of closing the gap in the middle so that there's not really anything. Blue Yetis are that good? What the fuck? They're pretty decent, honestly. Like, I know everyone is really excited about Shure SMB7 mics and super expensive studio microphones and stuff like that. You really don't need them. Like, this microphone does the job. You don't really need anything else until you're at a very high level where you really want quality out of your stuff. That's just a little USB mic I got years ago, and it does the job really well. What's the title? The working title for this is... Let's see. Just scrolling up to it. I think I went past it. Oh, there we go. How to grow a quote Instagram account. So we've got the quote Instagram account and we've got the reaction face. Now we're missing the grow part, which is why I wanted to have something in the middle. It's also why he's on the side like this. This is what he looks like on his channel currently. Very busy thumbnails overall. Like, if you look at these, for example, these three, how to grow an Instagram account in 2024, how I will make 100,000 from ebooks, how to create trending motion graphic reels without animation skills. It's just like the 3-element rule gets so disrespected in this. And I'm trying to simplify a little bit. Because the previous designer he worked with in these thumbnails is obviously quite competent with Photoshop, but concept-wise, I feel like it's pretty lacking. The TikTok thumbnail is really good. See, that's the one that really is simple, and this one really works, but somehow didn't perform. I don't get that. Because it's for sure a better thumbnail than all the other stuff here, but I don't know. So I'm trying to keep it simple here. I'm not convinced by what I did with the, like, Instagram gradient in the background. It looks nice, but it also makes the background busy when you need to be paying attention to this. Could just keep it simpler. Just try and have the Instagram gradient show up in there just once. Not necessarily in the grid, but like in the background as a sort of soft... I don't know. This... How do I do it? I don't know. Sorry if you said it before. What's the number before the video title on your YouTube? No, I didn't talk about it. Good question. This is the 1 of 10 extension. This right here is a multiplier it shows you how well a video performed compared to the average of a channel. So for example, this video, how to start a repost Instagram account in 2024, easy money, performed 2.4 times better than the average video on the channel. Whereas this video here, the TikTok one that we mentioned, has a 0.3 times multiplier, so it did worse than the average video on the channel. So it's an extension. It's called 1 of 10. And it gives you also these filters at the top of the videos tab here. So I can go descending, for example, and I see the best multiplier all the way to the worst multiplier. So this is the worst video on the channel in terms of views, 3,000 views. And this is the one that performed the best, how to start an Instagram theme page business in 10 minutes, which got 400,000 views. Instagram. What's he got for Instagram? Pink gradients. Okay. I like the TikTok one a lot. I don't want to replicate that success. Well, no, not the success because it failed, but I think the design is a success for me. Maybe this. This is simple enough. It's nice. Then I need to apply a bunch of colors to the rest of the thumbnail. Like coloring the lights on him to make him look like he's more integrated in this scene. That's the scary bit, honestly, because I don't really do this type of lighting. I don't really do the, like, pick a color like this and I don't know, like do this on the face and stuff. Like that is so easy to get wrong that I'm a bit reluctant to try it. But it could look nice. It could look nice. Right now it's missing something from the pure composition standpoint, which is something in the middle, so let's just try and figure that out for now. Need something in the middle that will show that this account is growing. Instagram account. What does that look like? 1 million followers. There's no icons for these. I like to use icons, but there's none. Highlights are hard to do well or not efficient in terms of click potential. They're just hard to do well, because if you don't do them well enough from a technical standpoint, it's obvious and it looks really bad. If you mess up the highlights on someone's face, it immediately jumps to your eyes that it's not natural. So you need to be very subtle, very careful about it. I mean, isn't this what works? In the end, you want cash, right? Do something like this. How about you make the mockup bigger and just a circle around the likes? Oh, like a zoom in kind of thing? There's a red circle in the middle. Just like this. And then inside is this part of the thumbnail. Would do that. I feel like that's never an elegant solution, really. I feel like if you have to zoom in on a part of your thumbnail, then you haven't done the thumbnail correctly. Unless the purpose is to zoom in, like for example, Mark Rober's tiniest Nerf gun thumbnail. Mark Rober, tiny Nerf.
This is the word.
Sorry. This. Like that works. Because it's meant to be extremely tiny, so that works for the zoom in. But it doesn't really work too well if you force it onto a different concept. Yeah, this could work. Like maybe easy Instagram money with the Instagram logo in the middle. Do we still have it around here? Oops. Did I just hide every layer except that one? How the hell did I do that? Impressive. Okay. Do this. How about easy mode? Oh, but my font is super wide because of the O. I'll just switch font to Bibis. Unless, wait, 0. Huh. Nice try, doesn't work. Alt click on the eye of a layer and it does that. Oops. My bad, Chief. I didn't know. Yeah. Davis, new, row, bold. Davis. Here, make this the same size. And then I'll bring the text down into the lighting layers instead of trying to change the other stuff. That looks nice. Probably make him move to the right even more so I have a tiny bit more space. Because the middle of my screen is right there on the text. So I want to move elements to have a little bit of space in the middle. Mode can go behind him. Yep, like that. That's good. Put that here. Put mode down like here. I think I put them above, but then I have this layer applying onto mode, but I lower the opacity so it's not as harsh. Works for me. We're getting somewhere, no? What happens if I try this? Does that look okay, or? Big text better. Yo, Bisky, this is my first stream on YouTube, actually, ever. I'm just giving it a shot. Thanks for passing by. Just, still work in progress. I'm still puzzled by quite a few things here, but it's coming along. It's coming along. How you doing, man? You feeling all right? Is the icon perfectly centered? Ah, this is. Easy money. How about this? I put easy at the bottom, and then at the top, I put it's so, and I put that in a handwriting font. Not that one, I need something more calligraphic. Don't like that the S is repeating itself in the font. Doing good, gonna have to work during the weekend unfortunately, so I'm bracing for that. I'm sorry to hear that. How do you feel about your job? You still liking it? I know that you were quite thrilled about getting the job last we talked. And you even, if I remember well, you even were about to bring more Portuguese people onto your team. That's very Instagram. I like that. I need more fonts exactly like this one. If I can get a font like that, that's gonna be very simple for me after that to finish the thumbnail. Love it, but I was handed a very chaotic project and now now I'm left to pick up the pieces. Yeah. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. But hey, if anyone can do it, it has to be you, right? You're awesome. You got this. I believe. I noticed your website is offline. Is it because you're working on a new one? Absolutely. Absolutely it is. I've taken my old website offline because I was about to pay another year of hosting on Webflow. And I did not want to renew it because I started working with a developer to get my new website done. And it is done. My new website is pretty much finished. Which reminds me I need to pay the final invoice for it, but I'm going to be getting my hands on the website and putting the finishing touches, which is actually filling the portfolio with all my work, and then I will be releasing it to the public. So I will have a new website real soon. What kind of font you need might be able to help. These like Instagram, like super cliche handwriting kind of thing. I just need more of that because I want to try a few of these for the top text. How many hours does a thumbnail usually take for you to make? That really depends on the thumbnail, but generally speaking, I'm going to put a pretty wide range here. I'll say between 2 and 6 hours on average. Some of them can go above 6 hours, but really the usual is between 2 and 6. The lighting in my camera is getting progressively worse as the sun is leaving us. But it's alright. The stream will not be too long from now. I'm just gonna... I'm losing my ability to speak English. So that's a great sign that I need to go as well. I'm just gonna paint a few lights on this guy. Try and see if I like the look of it or not. And then I will be taking my leave and eating dinner. Chances are you will see me again tomorrow, actually. If I feel like it, I will do another one of these streams tomorrow because I have another thumbnail to work on and the company is quite nice. So if you guys are up for it, I might be there. I'm gonna go with a soft light on the side of his face here. Paint some softness on his nose as well. Before and after, from white to orange. Very good. Drop a link on Discord and I will join in. For what? Sorry, for the... Oh yeah, for the stream tomorrow. Right. I don't want to drop a link on the Thumbnails 101 Discord because I'm the first person to tell people to stop self-promoting on the server. If I start self-promoting on the server, that'll be the biggest abuse of admin powers. I'm just gonna I can send you a link if you want in DMs, but I'll just be tweeting it out. Underline so. There we go. Not convinced by the dot on this I, so I'm going to be hiding it and redoing it myself. I'll also remove this part of the T here. That is better. Maybe higher up, like this. Yeah, that's nicer. What happens if I write easy with the same font? Called satisfy. The font that I'm using here. Ugh. Easy. This. Nope, that's not it. That doesn't work. We are getting somewhere. Let's push him to the side. Need more space. Want more space. Important. Good. Drop shadow. Put that at minus 90 degrees. More distance up. Less spread, more size. Dark. And probably move the Instagram logo last. Maybe something like this. Where you like slightly move it and skew it. Please bring the VA down to 0 on the top font, bugging me out. On the top font, hold on. It's at minus 25, but I've manually adjusted the I and T so that they match the same thing. Like, this is what it looks like at 0. I've manually adjusted it. What's bugging you out? The T and the S not connecting, because there is an apostrophe that's supposed to break them out. The I and the T are connecting because I've manually changed them to be doing that. That's kind of Instagram, right? Just doing random waves. Like that. I feel like this is the kind of stuff I would find on... Oh no, what's his name? I forgot the name of this channel. Elliot. Elliot is a cool guy. I feel like this is the kind of stuff Elliot could do. Just like throw some effects on there and be like, yeah, that's pretty Instagram. Flag. Wow. Wowzer. The end of the T should be matching with the front of the S. Yeah, no, it's the apostrophe. It is meant to match. These two are supposed to connect together. But because of the apostrophe, it doesn't. So if that bugs you out, what I can do is just do this. Shorten the T a little bit. Looks a bit naked like that, but it works. There you go. Better? Maybe I just reunite the two lines of text and I shift this down or something. It looks terrible inside of the gradient, of course, but... what to do? I feel like we're pretty close to having a really good concept here. Maybe a different font than Nichrome, but it's a condensed font. I need condensed for the easy to be a big word. What do I have for condensed? Condensed. Ooh, wait. Where was it? No, not the Fortnite font. Benguyat. I like that. Looks stylish. I think I'm going to do a crime. I'm gonna squish the letters on purpose here. I have committed a crime. Good, good, good. Okay, I think I know what I need to do. I think I know what's missing from all of this. So, I've been staring at this too close for the whole time, right? Here's the problem in my thumbnail. Look at the composition that I'm locked in. I have this line here and this line here that I need to care about. Or like a little bump here, a little bump here, doesn't matter. What I need is this. I need to straighten it out so I have proper space to use, because this is throwing me off, this curve here. So I'm just gonna grab this entire layer here. And I think I'm just gonna straighten him out like this. Shouldn't make him bigger though. Bad idea. Like, I can fix the missing bits because I have the photo, right? But if I straighten it out a little bit and then push it to the side, I feel like I can use the space a little bit better, no? Like, all of a sudden, I have this entire space here that I couldn't use before. So I can properly center these elements. Look, now I can take this and center it. And this. Raise it. Raise this. And there we go. Now we have a much better composition. Everything is more centered now. I prefer that. Hi, Nari. Hello, hello. I'm gonna keep the stream to English only, if you don't mind. But, hey, I'm doing good. Thank you. You're arriving on the tail end of the stream. I'm about to go and eat dinner. But we're getting somewhere. I'm liking that. So see the problem here. Oh god, this is gonna mess up everything. Cool. Oh no. How many layers? It's gonna mess up all of these layers. There's this really terrible thing where if you change the cropping like this. If you change the cropping of an image and then save, all of a sudden the entire image moves. Oh, it didn't move here? Because I did it equally on each side. Oh my god, huge. Okay. Yes, I am French and native. Okay, huge. I thought it was gonna do the terrible thing where it moves the entire layer and then all of the layers clipped to that layer on top of it are just gonna move out of place. But no, it's fine. Yeah, okay. So just gonna do something like this. Move this text a little bit. Instagram icon up. And bigger. Now take that and move everything up to the right. That orange layer is over the black t-shirt. You mean this? I'm about to fix it. But yeah, thank you. I do want this layer to be here because it is the orange light to kind of unify the image, because you can see here it has a very white highlight on everything. And then here I just make everything a tiny bit more orange, brings it all together. The only problem is I rotated the image, so now I need to go in here with a smudge tool. Just bring this back here. That's what I do for all of these. I just smudge, 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 bring everything back. Good. This one I need to apply up. Take the smudge tool, smudge up into the rest of the face. Same here. The orange layer up as well. Perfect. So now we've reduced all of the cuts that were happening inside of the image for... There's one more. There we go. Reduced all of the cuts happening because of the newly introduced top of his head and bottom of his shirt. I think I will introduce a wave on this. Go for a real Instagram look. I don't know. I kind of want to experiment. Make something that looks like it would belong on the quotes account that he's talking about in the video. Experiment. Your accent is so good, thank you. I love your work. Your banner Twitter is so original. You play with the PNG very well. Thank you. It's a trick I discovered where you can keep transparency on your profile picture and your banner, but only if you put them on Twitter with the exact size that Twitter wants. Because Twitter will resize your profile picture and banner, and when they resize your profile picture, they get rid of all the transparency. So if you want to keep transparency on your profile picture and banner, you need to have a 500 by 500 pixels profile picture exactly. And I don't remember the banner, but yeah, it's just like an exact measurement. Try without the Instagram logo? Yeah. I can try it, but it feels like it's going to be very empty. See, like, it is very clean though. I kind of like that. It's very clean. Wait, I have an idea. Wait. You gave me an idea. That's actually pretty good. Look, I can do this. Make it like a single typographic piece. Okay, so I like that already. I'm going to scale it down just a tiny bit. So it's nice and in the middle like this. Okay. I will group these and have the orange thing on top like this. Text in the middle. Okay, and now I'm going to reuse something that I had in here. Look at that. Make a big notification like this. Then scale it up. We're cooking. We're getting something here. And then instead of a heart, I'm going to put an icon of people. So delete this one. Something like this, and then a circle. Is that how that looks in the notifications on Instagram? Instagram interface icons. There's this. Yeah, okay, that looks like that. Good. This shape needs to be a little bit larger. And not as rounded at the bottom. Aha! I am quite happy with that. Oops. Merge these shapes together and give it a glow of the same color. Soft light. No screen. And there we go. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I'm really happy with that now. That's gonna be good for a V1. I still needed to go back and do something about the Instagram quote. And I need to add some orange light onto the hand. Make it more integrated. Okay. I think I'm going to call it for the stream. The light is completely gone to shit and you can't see me anyway. It's been real good hanging out. I'm going to go grab dinner. I'll finish this up while I'm, you know, eating dinner or after that. And I may be back tomorrow for a different thumbnail. How much you usually charge for a thumbnail like this? 250 euro. All right. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. I hope you had a good time just listening to me yapping about. And I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.